The nature of Achit is Swarupa. Very nature is known as Swarupa. Form is called as Rupa. Attribute is called as Guna. Please note the three terms: Swarupa, Rupa, Guna. Please don't get scared from philosophy. It's very simple. The only problem is we are not used to it. Since we are not used to it, we find it difficult. You keep listening to it again and again, it will become very easy to you. So we were talking about Swarupa, the very nature, Rupa, the form, and lastly Guna, the attribute. What is the Swarupa of Achit? Constant change. It changes, changes, and changes. Now you will be surprised to know that Ishvara, Achetana, Chetana, all three are Nitya Tattva. Nitya Tattva would mean they are never destroyed, they ever remain. Swami, just now you told us Achit constantly changes. Achit is perishable. Whereas now you tell us that all three are Nitya. Yes, I reconfirm that all the three Tattvams are Nityam. Nityam would mean they cannot be destroyed in totality. But the problem is, although they cannot be destroyed, they keep changing. Destruction is different. The object vanishes. Whereas change is different. The object exists, but it keeps on changing. I am there. This body is there from the age of 1 to 70. But did it not keep changing? Even after I die, I'm burnt to ashes. The body has transformed to be ashes. Once the ashes gets absorbed by Mother Earth, it transforms to be Mother Earth, but still it exists. It exists in a different form. There is a change in Rupa, but it never changes, never gets exhausted. It remains, it is always there, but it undergoes constant change. So these are the attributes, the nature of Achit. Achit, Swarupa, Rupa, Guna. The very nature of Achit is constant change, but it remains. Secondly, what is the nature of Jivatma, Chit? He never changes. He never changes by Swarupa, whereas he changes by his behavior, by his Guna. Don't you accept with me? We do. When we started yesterday, we had a different behavior. Today morning, we are different. Tomorrow, we may be different. I went, requested someone for help. Can you come and do help? Yes, certainly. I am there with you for all the 5 days, for all the 7 sessions, I'll help. But unfortunately, he had a more priority job to go. He went. I called up. Swami, you are not available here at 9:45. You said you will be there with me. I wanted to, but unfortunately, I have a more important job to do. Swami, you behaved different yesterday, whereas you behave differently today. You gave me a word yesterday. I gave you, but I can't stick to that. So there is a change in behavior. The guna changes, but did the very nature of Atma change? That will not change. Only the guna undergoes a change. This is the second stage. First, we understood that Achit transforms by Swarupa itself. It undergoes change. Whereas Jivatma, he never changes by Swarupa, whereas his behavior changes. Why does that behavior change? As per his karma and the body that we have taken. If I am a lion, I roar. If I am an elephant, then I trumpet. If I am a dog, I bark. If I am a man, I speak. I talk. So all this, is it related to the Atman or the body? Atman talks. Atma roars. Atma trumpets. Atma barks. All these are not true. It is because the Atma assumed a particular form and there is a guna associated to that particular form. Unfortunately, Atma is influenced by the temporary guna. Atma is permanent, but he is under the influence of that temporary body. So he behaves so. He has to. அதுக்கு வேறு நம்ம சொல்லியிருக்கோமே, எங்கெங்கே நாட்டில் எப்போ எப்படி இருக்கமோ அதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி அப்பப்போ நடந்துங்கோ. அதில் இந்தியன்ஸ் ஆட்டம் யாருமே கிடையாது. எங்கே இருந்தாலும் அதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி அடாப்ட் பண்ணிட்டுருவோம். சொன்னோமோ இல்லையோ, அதுதான் இந்த ஆத்மா பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கு இப்போ. ஆத்மா இஸ் இன் திஸ் பாடி. ஸோ ஹி ஹஸ் அஸ்யூம் திஸ். He has to act as per this body. He does so. This is the second about Atma. Thirdly, for Paramatma, neither is Swarupa changes nor is Guna changes. For Achit, there was a change in Swarupa itself. For Chit, the Swarupa never changed. It was constant. Whereas the Guna, the behavior underwent a change. For Brahman, neither there is a change in Swarupa, nor there is a change in Rupa, nor there is a change in Guna. All three remain. They are all eternal. They remain always. Yes, given this, you have another problem to face now. I just now mentioned that Brahman is the Karana. Given that he is the Karana, can anything be a Karana without being subject to change? If it doesn't change, it cannot be a cause at all. I gave you an example of gold, of iron, of cotton. If gold takes a claim that I will not undergo change, then how can you have a necklace? How can you have a gold chain? You cannot. If cotton says that you cannot weave me, I'll be what I am, then no dhoti, no sari, nothing is possible. If iron tells that it takes a very firm stand that I won't change, nothing can be made out of iron. So it is given that whenever something is a cause, it goes without saying that it has to change. I just now told you Brahman would not change. Neither in Swarupa, Rupa, Guna, Brahman would not change. One hand, we have a statement that Brahman is Nirvikara. On the other hand, I also made a statement that Brahman is the Karana. Brahman is the cause. Now, how do we wed these two concepts together? If I claim that Brahman is Nirvikara, then I must be willing to compromise on his other quality, that Brahman is Upadana. Anything that is a Karana has to change. Now, Brahman has no change. So, if I accept Brahman as a Karanam, then I compromise that Brahman is Nirvikara. If I accept that Brahman is Nirvikara, then I compromise that Brahman is the Karana. How do we reconcile these two? The simple way is by using the tool Shariratma Bhava. Ramanuja beautifully established Shariratma Bhava as a tool to reconcile all the Vedic statements. Vedas say that Brahman is the Karanam as well as Brahman is Nirvikara. How can we say so? Just take our example. It will be easy to understand if you begin from us. Charity begins at home. Let us start here now. I am the Atman. This is my Shariram. Whenever the Shariram celebrated its birthday, it changed. It became older. But did the Atman change? I never changed. If I had changed, then from age 1 to age 52, if the Atman had also changed, I would be entirely different. Whereas I have remained. I even remember at the age of 1, I did not know to talk a word. At the age of 2, I did not know cycling. But at the age of 10, I knew to cycle. At the age of 28, I started talking. Now I talk. Then I did not talk. So all is created me with age 1, me with 10, me with age 20, me with age 52. Although I relate myself to all these ages, I still believe that me at age 1 and me at 52 are one and the same. I have not changed. But what has changed? My body has changed. When my body underwent a change, not necessary that I should also undergo a change. I remain constant, whereas my body changes. If there is some dirt in my body, will the Atman go and take a bath? Will it happen? You were coming towards this lecture. Unfortunately, you dirtied yourself. What to do? Go home, quickly have a bath, come back, you are on time. You returned, you came here at 10:15. Your friend questioned, both of us were coming together. I reached at 10. Why did you come at 10:15? There was an unfortunate thing. There was a splash of water. So I got dirtied. I went home, had a bath and came back. Then my friend questioned, did you have a bath for Atman? You would have had a bath for your body. Did you have a bath for your Atman? No, the Atman was never dirtied. Why should I have a bath? The dirt was on the body. Dirt was not on the Atman. How do you know that there is dirt in this body and there is no dirt in Atman? There cannot be any physical dirt on Atman because it is too subtle. If something is gross, you can dirty it. If it's too subtle, it's too difficult to touch even or to make it dirty. Do you agree with me? If the particle is too small, then how can you dirty that? You can dirty something that has a form, that has a size, that has parts, that has faces to it. Only things can happen. If you do not have that at all, it cannot get dirtied. Atma is so subtle, atomic in nature, that there cannot be any visible, perceptible, physical dirt. I am making this statement very carefully because there is going to be another dirt for Atman. That is the Papa Punya Karma Ruka dirt. That is, but that is not visible. That is not physical. That is something Adrishta Rupa. Adrishta and Drishta are different. If I can see with my physical eyes, that is Drishta. I am talking about the dirt that is Drishta. Any Drishta dirt can be only to the body, not to the Atman. So I took bath to my body and I did not take bath to my Atman. So here, although the Sharira underwent a change, got dirtied, the Atman remained blemishless. Similarly, Brahman. Now equate Brahman to our Atman. We have a body. Brahman has a body. And who is that body? Chit and Achit. We have already established that fact that Chetana and Achetana are the body of Paramatma. Now this Chit and Achit are going to undergo a transformation. If you transform, you accept Upadana Karana, material cause. So that is established because Chit and Achit are going to transform. But Brahman cannot. Brahman cannot change. Yes, it won't, because it is only the body of the Brahman that's going to change, not the Atman, not the Atma Swarupa. We have already established that although the Rupa undergoes a change, Swarupa need not. Swarupa can be unchanged, but just Rupa can change. Brahma Swarupam would not change. But Brahma Rupam is Chetana Chetana. Now, there are two Rupams to Brahman. One is Chetana Chetana, and one which is his typical divine form, Shankha Chakra Gadadhara. So that form which we all know, whatever you have darshan in all the temples, that is one form which will never change. Whereas I am talking about another form which is Chetana, Achetana, association with Brahma. Swami Ramanujacharya, when he went and had darshan of Venkatesha Perumal at Tirupati, he immediately came up with a great work. It was known as Vedartha Sangraha. The invocatory verse of Vedartha Sangraha is Ashesha Chidachit Vastu Sheshine Shesha Chayine Nirmalananta Kalyana Nithaye Vishnave Namaha. I offer my salutations to you. Ashesha Chidachit Vastu Sheshine. Ashesha, countless, and don't even forget to count one. Everything is added. Ashesha, Chit Achit. All the Chit and all the Achit, you are the master. You are the soul to all the body of Chit and Achit. So Brahman in inseparable association with Chit and Achit, this Chit and Achit would transform and become this material universe. This is going to happen now. So the basis is Karya Karana Bhava and Shariratma Bhava. Brahman is the Atman, Chetana Chetana is his Sharira. The Sharira would transform. So transformation is established. That is the prerequisite for any cause and effect relationship. Secondly, since it is Sharira that is transforming, his Swarupa does not change. So Brahman remains to be Nirvikara. Nirvikara is also established. Similarly, Upadana Karana, the material cause, that Brahman is the material cause, can also be established. There is no contradiction between the two. இதுக்கு விரோதி பரிகாரம்னு பேர். Whenever you study Vedanta, virodhis, contradictions would appear. They are all apparent contradictions. They are not true contradictions. They can easily be reconciled. Acharyas took birth only to reconcile and clarify. They did not create anything afresh. It was all there. But there was an apparent contradiction. You see now that there is an apparent contradiction. Brahman has to be Nirvikara. At the same time, Brahman has to transform to become a cause. How do we reconcile both? It's simple. Due to Shariratma Bhava. Now, is there a Vedic verse where it confirms Chetana Chetana are the Sharira of Brahman? Yes, it is. It's known as Antaryami Brahmana. The portion of Vedas that deals with Shariratma Bhava is known as Antaryami Brahmana. It says, Yasya Atma Shariram Yam Atma Naveda. Yasya Prithivi Shariram Yam Prithivi Naveda. Yasya Mrityu Shariram Yam Mrityum Naveda. All the Atmans are the body of Paramatma. Alas, unfortunately, no one has recognized him to be their Atman. We are all their body. Now tell me, will this body recognize that I am its Atman? I would recognize that this is my body. Body cannot recognize that I am its Atman. Why? Because I have knowledge to recognize. Body has got no knowledge to recognize. Similarly, all the Jivatma and the Achetana are the part of Brahman. We are all a body of Brahman. So Brahman always recognizes that Chetana is my body. That's why he relentlessly tries to protect us. I try relentlessly to protect my body, to nurture, to maintain my body. But this body never listens to me. The reason is sin, because this body has not no knowledge, whereas I have knowledge. So I try my best to protect my body. Is it right the same way to say that Brahman can do everything to protect his body, which is Chetana, whereas the body Chetana and Achetana need not recognize Brahman? As this body does not recognize me, you may think it is equal. It is not, because this body has no knowledge, whereas Atma has knowledge. The difference, the superiority of Atma is both the body and Atma, the Achetana and Chetana, are the body of Paramatma. But this Achetana cannot realize that he is my Atman and serve him. Whereas Atma can realize that he is my Antaratman and serve him. Our Acharyas are so concerned that unfortunately, equal to Achetana, this Chetana also does not realize this. What to do now? We are superior, we are considered superior because we have the knowledge. We have that privilege to recognize Paramatma as my Antaratma. But if I forego my privilege and say, I am quite happy being equal to Achetana, what will happen? We should not be equal to Achetana. There was a Sribhashya Kalakshepam. It was for 1 year. The Acharya was leaving back home. All the Shishyas came to bid him a farewell. It was a train railway station. Acharya was just leaving. Unfortunately, he had to put a question to his Shishyas. He asked them, now I tried my best to preach you. It was a 1 year course. Have you all understood? Do you all now know what Sribhashyam Brahma Sutram says? One Shishya just tapped the earth. What does it mean? He said, whatever earth would have understood, I understood equally. Acharya said, it is right that the earth would not have understood because it is insentient. Whereas you cannot say so, you are sentient. Being sentient, let us not waste. That is the preaching of all our Acharyas. Now both are Sharira, Achetana and Chetana are the Sharira of Paramatma. Achetana cannot realize that Paramatma is Antaratma, whereas Atma can realize that Paramatma is my Antaratma. If you realize, how would you conduct yourself? The Sharira acts as per my wishes. As a Sharira, I must act as per the wishes of Paramatma, because I am his partner. So whatever he thinks, I must do. Now, assume for a moment, this body does not respond to me. What does it mean? It means there is a disease. If this body does not respond to me, it's a problem. It's a nervous disorder. Similarly, if Atmans do not respond to the call of Paramatma, it's a disorder. It's a big disease. But we think that we are quite okay. We are not okay. அதனால தான் இந்த ஆச்சாரியர்கள்லாம் ரொம்ப பயப்படுறா. You are all diseased. You are all patients. Why don't you now get cured yourself? Alvar in one Pasharam says, முன்னீர் ஞாலம் படைத்த என் முகில்வண்ணனே அன்னாள் நீ தந்த ஆக்கையின் வழி உழல்வேன். முன்னீர் ஞாலம் படைத்த என் முகில்வண்ணனே. You created this universe. For what? For you to be the beneficiary. முன்னீர் ஞாலம் படைத்த என் முகில்வண்ணனே அன்னாள் நீ தந்த ஆக்கையின் வழி உழல்வேன். Bhagavan blessed us with his body. To do what? Use this body to serve him. Put this body to its right purpose of creation. But what I did was, instead of using this body to his purpose, I used this body to my purpose. Instead of acting as per his guidance, I started acting as per the wants of this body. If this body wanted physical comfort, I gave it to him, did not fast on an Ekadashi day. Because I wanted a physical comfort, I have acted as per the wish of this body, not as per the wish of Paramatma. So this is where there is a contradiction. Then this contradiction becomes an internal conflict, because I was created for his benefit. I don't act to his benefit. then there is a conflict with creation itself. When there is a conflict with the very creation, the product is getting wasted. The product would get rusted. I must use the product for its right purpose. We created pen to write. If I use it to remove dirt from my ears, I can. Dirt would be removed, but for once. The next day, my காதும் ஓட்டையாப்படும் ரெண்டு பேனாவை எழுதாது. The pen won't write, neither I can hear the next day. So both, I lost both because I have put it to the wrong purpose. The purpose of creation for a pen is to write. Don't use it differently. அதே மாதிரி the purpose of creation to this Atman and this body is to serve him. There is a purpose for that. That's with the purpose which he created. If I do not go by that. So we have dealt about Chit, Achit and Ishvara. The nature of association between Chit, Achit and Ishvara. The behavior, the constant change, Swarupa Vikara, Rupa Vikara, Guna Vikara, about Chit, Achit and Ishvara. These are the fundamentals of creation. Now after dealing with these fundamentals, now let us go to the purpose of creation. I have already briefed you about that. Let me just read. In fact, I prepared a presentation for you all to see that so that things become easier. But unfortunately, it's not working. So let me read out. The purpose of creation is, there are two. One, purpose for Brahman and the other, purpose for Jivatma. There are purposes for Brahman as well as Jivatma out of creation. What is the purpose for Brahman? He is already all accomplished. If I am not accomplished, then I have a purpose to live. Brahman is all accomplished. Then what is that purpose? Purpose of Brahman is Leela. Now I am going to be pretty blunt now. Leela. Lokavattu Leela Kaivalyam. Why does he create? Why does he sustain? Why does he absorb? Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara. All these three are his Leela, or his pastimes. Before I can conclude, I know that you are going to jump with the question. The question is, am I a pawn to his Leela? He can do whatever Leela he wants, but he cannot swing his stick and hurt me. And why should I become a part of his Leela? Why should I be a pawn? I will not be. You need not be. And his Leela is not something that will offend anybody. His Leela is so glorious that as a byproduct, many get benefited. For example, a Leela, a sport, a game. I create a game. I build a big Maidan. I build a ground. I build all infrastructure. I call many people. I allow them to play. I give them gifts. I give them salary. If I do, is it going to hurt anyone? Not. Many get employment and many get benefited. Similarly, by the game of Srishti, Sthiti, Samharam, many Atmans benefit. What is that benefit? We have to understand that in the right perspective. For Brahman, it's a Leela pastime because Brahma Sutra Vedavyasa says, Lokavattu Leela Kaivalyam. I am quoting all the important messages, all the important passages from your Pramana. It's very important that we can't talk in the air. It must have been well confirmed by a Pramana. Lokavattu Leela Kaivalyam. Leela Kaivalyam. Leela, Kevala Leela. This entire process of creation and destruction is only for a pastime. And in fact, Kambar says, Ulaham Yavayum, Tamulavakalum, Nilaiviruthalum, Nikalum, Ningala, Alagila, Vilayatudayaravar Talaivar, Annavar Kesharan Nangale. Ulaham Yavayum, Tam Ulavakalum, Nilaiviruthalum, Nikalum, Ningala, Alagila, Vilayatudayaravar. The name Deva is an epithet. Because Divu Krida, one who plays, one who has lot of pastimes, is named as Deva. Varuna is a Deva, Vayu is a Deva, Surya is Deva. Whereas Bhagavan is known as Deva Deva. As his pastime is creating these Devas. These Devas have different pastimes. But Brahman's pastime is even to create these Devas. So he is known as Mahadeva or Deva Deva or Deveshwara. Deva, Divu Krida, one who has a pastime, a Leela. So the most important purpose of creation is Leela. As he is an ocean of compassion. Now you see how it all happens. It's an incidental happening. It's not the main happening. Whereas incidentally, he is also an ocean of compassion, fortunately. Because if a person wants to have lot of pastime but is wicked, you know what would happen? If a person wants to have lot of good pastimes and is an ocean of compassion, what would happen? That makes the difference. If I am really powerful but I am wicked, I become Ravana. If I am really powerful, I become pious, I become Hanuman. That's where the difference lies. It's the same power. The power added to wickedness makes a Ravana. The power added to piety makes Hanuman. So we need to decide whether we would like to be a Ravana or a Hanuman. You can be very powerful. At the same time, be polite. You can be quite pious. Now, Bhagavan, or if I can say so, he is a benevolent dictator. He is a dictator and never accepts democracy, no referendum. எதுவுமே கிடையாது. அவர் தான் எப்போவா இருந்தாலும் பிரம்மம். ஹீ இஸ் எ எவர்லாஸ்டிங் டிக்டேட்டர். இந்த தமிழ்நாடு நாங்கள் சொல்கிறது எப்போதுமே இவர் தான், எப்போதுமே இவர் தான். அதை போல் எப்போதுமே இது உண்மை. இப்போ நான் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கிறது உண்மை. இப்போ எப்போதுமே ஹீ இஸ் த டிக்டேட்டர், பட் இஸ் எ பெனவலண்ட் டிக்டேட்டர், ocean of compassion, so the jiva benefits incidentally through his pastime. Bhagavan's pastime is creation. As a byproduct, the jiva benefits out of that creation. Because when he creates, it's not that he creates his mundane objects. What does he do? He blesses us with a body. What will I do with this body? I can practice karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga and liberate myself from these cycles of birth and death. That is what Bhagavan wants to happen. If I know this subtle aspect, then I stand to gain. If I forget that, if I turn a blind eye to the simple aspect, I am born and dead again and again. This continues forever. So the jiva benefits incidentally through his pastime. Yogapatyam anugraha karyam. Yogapatyam, creation, is a product of Bhagavan's mercy. Anugraha karyam. Anugraham is daya, anukampa, karuna, and he takes pity. He showers his mercy on all the jivatma when he starts creation. Why? I see someone who is hurt. Then my mercy sprouts. I immediately want to help him. I rush to help him. Now Bhagavan looks at us. During the deluge is all the pralaya. During pralaya, where do we all dwell? We have to live somewhere. All these won't be there. No America, no India, no London, nothing. Nothing would be there. Not even Prithvi, Apu, Tejas, Vayu, Akasha. Even the primordial element of creation would have vanished. Everything would be Brahmam, Brahmam and Brahmam. At that time, what would I be? I would be lying by the side of Achetana. Achetana and Chetana, even during Samhara, would be in inseparable association with Brahman. That will never change. Whether it is Samhara or Srishti, Brahma will always be Vishishtam. This Chetana and Achetana will be inseparable with Brahman. Then what happens during Srishti? During Pralaya, we are all inseparable. After Srishti, again we are all inseparable. It would have been better if I show pictorially to you. This Chetana and Achetana are inseparable with Brahman during Pralaya. Again, this Chetana and Chetana are inseparable with Brahman even after creation. Then where is the difference? There has to be a difference between the deluge and creation. The difference is Brahman remains the same. He will not undergo any change. Instead, the Chetana and Achetana would be in their subtle form transferred to their gross form. That only would have changed. What is the difference between subtle form and a gross form? When something has no name or form, it is subtle form. If it is a name and form, it is a gross form. It is known as Nama, Rupa, Vibhaga, Arhatva and Anarhatva. Nama, Rupa. Nama is name, Rupa is form. During Pralaya, none of us will have any name or Rupa. Not name, not any form. Now this Srishti, there is a name. When you put a venue, immediately you call by a name. There is a place, this is the state, this is the city, this is a town, and there are so many galaxies. So everything has a form, a particular identifiable name. Whenever there is a name and form, it's in its gross status. Whenever there is no name or form, it's in the subtle nature. So during Pralaya, everything will be subtly in association with Brahman. And after creation, we are all again in association with Brahman in our gross form. So this is where it makes the difference. Bhagavan, Yogapatyam Anugraha Karyam. Bhagavan's effect of compassion is creation. Anugraha Karyam.